Speaking of your degree, how did you pick your degree path? Like, what made you want to get into cybersecurity?
I started right after high school. Like, I didn't really know what I wanted to do because I graduated high school when I was like 16, and then so I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I took a gap year, and then like over time, I kind of started like getting the interest in cybersecurity. Even in high school, I was like in the cybersecurity club. So like that it had been my interest for the longest time, but I didn't honestly know if I was gonna do it. I had thought of doing like software engineering, but then I messed around with coding and stuff. I was like, yeah, I don't think I want to do this as a career. So, and then I had like messed around. I had the opportunity of going for like a networking class and stuff. I also I just used to watch videos about cybersecurity and stuff, and it just really was what gained my interest. And then later on, I started like becoming more of a privacy fanatic. Like I would read them privacy policies, like, and I'd be like, yo, like, why you collecting all of this information? And it would really bother me and stuff. As a matter of fact, like I wrote like a bunch of papers for some of my classes for like on privacy and stuff like that. So I just kind of like worked together in deciding to eventually kind of major in cybersecurity. So I majored in cybersecurity freshman year. So that really pretty much entailed like a bunch of like two networking classes and like one basic IT class. And then I tried to switch over to computer science, but like computer science is like too programming oriented for me. And I mean, like I intend to like understand like, you know, basic like programming and stuff. So but I think I would just like stick to cybersecurity and yeah, but now I'm just currently on the general associates, and then right after that I'm gonna pursue a bachelor's in cybersecurity.
Man, that's dope that you said that you were in the cybersecurity club in high school.
Yeah.
We had no idea. I mean, well, I lie. They had the career center in Caddo Parish, but it wasn't really something that they came and spoke to us about, far as like the majors and stuff that you could technically do, like if it came to like IT and stuff like that. It's not a lie. It's very misrepresented, especially people of color. You don't learn about it now. It's a little bit more widely known because how digital everything is, but back then I had no clue about it. Like you saw today on Instagram, I posted in 2013 about that cert. I literally found out about certifications the summer before my last quarter at LA Tech. So that should tell you something about kind of how that was going, as far as knowing about certifications and stuff like that. And speaking of that, let's go into two things. We're gonna go ahead and talk about, for you guys that don't know, he is also known as daycyberwox, and that is his YouTube channel. So tell us about your YouTube channel real quick.
The YouTube channel. So how it started. I was. Let me see. I'm trying to backtrack and really think of everything. So like, okay, so how it started was, so I just passed like the core 2 of the CompTIA A+, and I was just doing this. I was doing like these two like summer sort of internship programs with like HP and AT&T, and through that I met this person, and she was like, oh hey, you're into cybersecurity, you reach out to JR, and like, you know, he's into cybersecurity, just like, you know, he could like put you on, guide you and stuff. So I reached out to JR through LinkedIn, and they started talking, and, you know, he gave me like a little advice. He's also one of my mentors, and he was like, apart from like, you know, certifications in college and everything, like it's important to like also have like your brand, something like that. And like you could do that through like a blog, like a podcast, or a YouTube channel. You know, it was like, you know, just think about it and like just consider it. I was like, yeah, definitely. And like it was like, you know, you don't have to do it right now, but like just think about it, and you know, you should consider doing that. And I was like, you know, yeah. And then literally the next week I bought a camera, I bought my mic, I bought lights, and then boom, the week after I passed the core 1 of the A+, and I already had so I was like, you know what, I'll make my first video to be about how I passed the A+, and then boom, YouTube channel was born.
Man, that's crazy that somebody gave you like that good of advice at like a young age. Like social media like finally came out for us like, let me see, freshman year I was on MySpace. This is freshman year of high school. Then we get around to like my going into my senior year of high school, I get Facebook, and then of course in college we get Instagram. But all these years I had really just been on all these social sites, and then of course in college they told me about LinkedIn, but it just told us about it, but didn't really show us how to leverage it. But all these times it took me, let me see, I finally started branding myself legitimately last year on LinkedIn and YouTube, as we all know now. And it's crazy how much that has helped me even in my professional career. But had I had that advice, years ago, who knows where I'd be at now. Like, it's crazy. So I'm glad that somebody gave you that valuable information early on to where you're just not, like most of us, using social media for whatever reason. But that's dope, bro. That's real dope.
Shout out to JR for giving me that advice.
So also tell us about, I think you got a videos about like how you passed and failed your certs. Like, kind of tell us a little bit about like your certification journey.
Yeah, for sure. Started in January of 2020. I was like, this was still like sophomore year. I mean like freshman year, and I was like trying to start like getting experience like in IT. Like I wanted to start getting experience and also make money as well. So like, those two go hand in hand. So I was like, you know what? I could start with like a basic IT job. Like I honestly just wanted to get like a help desk job, or just like a tech support job, and just start like learning about IT. Just really get my hands dirty while I was in college and just start getting experience. Because I didn't want a situation whereby I would wait till after college to start working. Like I wanted to start getting experience while pursuing my education. So I went ahead and studied for the A+, and like the first time I studied for the A+, like I really underestimated the exam. Like I didn't really use the right resources. There was so much I didn't do that made me that made me fail the exam, and like, that was a really, really good learning experience, because the failure was like what was important for me to pass the other exams. Like everything that I did wrong for the first certification was what I did not do for the rest of the other certifications. So having that experience with failure and that first certification was like, oh yeah, I know what I shouldn't do next time. So I failed the A+, and then like this was like in the February, like when like the quarantine was just about to start, and then boom, like COVID came and everybody was like, we're all at home. I wasn't going to classes like in person. It was like more online, and I pretty much had like a little time on my hands. And then like my dad was like, yo, like you failed the first time, but just like this, you're never gonna have like this much free time that you have right now, because I was only doing school. Like I didn't have like another job at the time. It was just school, and like I had so much time like in my hands. Like just try to double down and study again. And then I was like, you know what, yeah. So I started studying in late March, and then between March and July I passed the core 2 and core 1, and I get A+ certified. And then right after that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just go ahead and get the Network Plus, because I was thinking of getting Network Plus like this year, because I had taken like the class in like first semester of like freshman year. I was like, and I didn't really like the class because of the way the teacher taught the class. Like it is, I feel like he made it like a lot more complicated than it actually was. And then I was like sitting out here studying on my own, and I was actually understanding it. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just like study for this exam and then like go ahead and take it. So I studied for the Network Plus for like between June and August, and passed. And like one of the things that helped me with the A+ was I took another networking class like second semester of freshman year, and like I had this really, really amazing instructor. Like she was like the best, like she's the best like networking instructor that I've ever like encountered. And like she taught like that CCNA class really, really well, and like it really helped me with like having hope in understanding networking. And then that kind of was my background experience with networking. So, I did Network Plus.